Hello guys, I don't know if you could hear the wind howling from a distance. Mm. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well, protected, and provided for. So, back here, we're still on quarantine, and actually, miracles still continue to happen because today was supposed to be a stormy day. So, last Friday, I'm recording this on a Sunday, and last Friday, we were already on storm signal number two. And actually, in the evening, part of our wall was dripping wet, so I had to transfer some of the frames that were posted there. Anyway, the next day it was actually a non-stormy day. It's like the storm again, just like sometimes before, sort of went away, deflected. So there, and actually I was also able to take a picture of the sunset that day, Saturday. Well, I don't know about the weather. It's sunny today, and as I don't know if you could hear it, the wind is really howling at the background, or maybe it's just saying hi to all of you. But it's not raining. It's not raining. What I wanted to share with you actually for a couple of weeks now, had it not been for having been busy, I wrapped up the reports I had to make for my son's school year, so I'm practically just starting vacation now when it comes to that, at least. So there, what I wanted to share with you um was were two dreams that I had a few Sundays back. So it were those were dreams of Jesus. So I don't really have dreams of Jesus every now and then. The last time I recall dreaming of Jesus was last year. I think I posted a video about that when I dreamt of Jesus back then. And then it was only this year again, from what I recall, unless there was another dream prior to this that I don't remember. But anyway, um, so this is how it happened. Okay, so the first dream was, because actually I had two dreams. The first dream I had, it was only a picture of Jesus, like just a headshot, so until here only. And then he was wearing his white robes, and then his hair was not very long. It was a little above the shoulders in wisps, and then his head was kind of tilted to the side, and it was just very serene and peaceful and calming, and it appeared for only a few seconds in my dream, but the time that it did, I just really felt a sense of calm and healing going through my body. So there, and then so I woke up the next day. I told my mom about it, and well, I think as per um, experience during quarantine, sometimes you forget the days already. So at that time, I didn't know that it was Sunday already. And then my mom said it was Divine Mercy Sunday. And that's when I dreamt of Jesus right before I woke up. Sometime before I woke up. So I dreamt of Jesus on Sunday. So he sort of actually paid me a visit, and I know that this is not a visit for me alone, because he knew that I was going to make a video out of it. So um I just want to share with you guys this visit that I had from Jesus, and it's just like also Jesus visiting you, since it's not for me alone. Okay, there. I did write something about it, and I posted it on my Facebook page. So I hope you read it for those who are my Facebook friends. There. So just a few seconds. But it really could give you, the presence could really give you a sense of calm. Okay? And then I was so blessed to have had a dream again. So a few days just after that, I took a short nap in the afternoon, and right before I woke up, I saw three visions of Jesus separately. Okay, the first one was just right outside my window. So outside my window is just a flower box, but in the dream, outside my window there was a small balcony, and but it was the same setting because my window is overlooking a valley, and my room is actually elevated, so it's almost in level with the clouds, and right above the mountain top was this gigantic figure of Jesus. So it was his the this figure of him was a little below the waist. So from below the waist, that was above the mountain top, he was towering above the sky. Okay, high above the sky, as far as eyes could see. So that's how huge he actually was. So it's like, if you think about it, it's like, I remember one of the posters I saw about Jesus. Like he was out in the galaxy, and then he was holding this ball right in front of him, which was a representation of the earth. And it was just like holding a basketball for him. So in a way, it was, if you would scale the dream, it was just like that. It was like he was bigger than the world, and he was just above the world and looking at everything probably that's happening, that's going on around here now. Since Jesus to me is, well, the same as God, it's the same thing. I wouldn't like to go to the technicalities of it, but well, in the Catholic Church, we do believe in the Blessed Trinity. So God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. But basically, as far as I am concerned, God is God. Jesus is God. Or some would say that he's also an ascended master. Okay, but I think this sort of technicality is just beside the point, because, well, Jesus as God was just towering above the whole earth, and he was watching everything. So it was, it would just give you an idea of just how small you are, and how sometimes everything that's happening around the world are just um not a matter of great consequence when you compare it to how huge or how big God is. Okay, so that's what I think I'm trying to point out in here. Sometimes when we think of God, or we think of Jesus, or we think of um, God in human form, so to speak, sometimes we picture him as just another human being, for example, or there. So just like us, but actually his mere essence and his presence goes way bigger and way above the earth. So there. Okay, so as I said, in this second dream that I had of Jesus, there were three visions of him. So one was actually him in full form, and with his face very distinct. Also with the same haircut. His hair was not long. It was above the shoulders, just like how my first dream of him was. And then that was the first vision. Now the next vision of him was just was exactly where I see the sunset from my room, or from our house. So it was just a formation of him, like a shadow of him, but it's not actually a shadow, because the shadow, so to speak, was orange, The shadow was orange, and well, I think it was, from how I interpret it, it probably took the assumed the color orange as its own color to represent the sunrises and the sunsets in our lives. I think, from how I see it. And since he was where the sun was setting, exactly at the western part, um, the message that I took from the dream is that, well, if there are sunsets that are happening in our lives, in your lives, I've heard also from friends that some have lost their jobs, some have lost loved ones also, and some also are losing relationships. So I guess those are the sunsets in our lives. And being that Jesus was just there in the sunset, he is there. Okay, just take his hand. He is assisting you. He is assisting us through all this. So I mentioned three visions in the same spot. It was amusing because the orange shadow of Jesus was flashing, was it was like altering between an orange figure, a very distinct figure, undoubtedly of Jesus, the same huge size. Okay, it was altering between that the orange figure, and then whenever that would recede, the figure would leave like an outline, just an outline of the same figure but in colors rainbow colors. Well, I guess a lot of us love rainbows. I've always ran to the window or stared at the rainbow since I was a little girl, and yeah. Only now I being reminded that my channel is just me, Alvie Rainbow Castle. It started out as Rainbow Castle, and why Rainbow Castle? I never really made a video about this, but rainbows are a combination of the sunshine and and raindrops. Okay, so it's a combination of all the joys of your life and the tears that you've shed. And what is the result? It's something beautiful, a rainbow. Okay, so essentially, I guess the message here is that all the sunsets that we're experiencing in our lives, somehow, if we try to take a closer look at them and mix it with a little hope also, somehow we could get in time to see the rainbows that are created from all of these. Okay, I don't mean to minimize whatever it is that you are going through, but from sometimes from how friends have told me about their experiences, there were things that were probably a long time coming already, endings that probably were meant to happen. If you can't see them now, perhaps you could see them later on. Okay, and going back also to my first video here in January, regarding foundations. 2020, 2 plus 0, 2 plus 0 is equals 4, and 4 is the number of foundation. And 2020 is actually the year where we build our foundations on. Going back, I guess somehow this intense experience going around the world is also um one where we are we are called to build on firmer foundation. So whatever is not necessary, or whatever is not hasn't been very firm, they fall away. Okay. Of course, um, I am not mentioning this in relation to all the souls that have passed on from this life to the next, but all the other things in life, or all the other situations in our lives that were actually a long time coming, or sometimes they were already crumbling, but this is a time where they all fall apart, so that we can build, and we can build better. I mean, we can build our lives better. I hope I'm making sense, guys. So there, these are the dreams of Jesus that I would just like to share with you all, because obviously they are not dreams for me alone. Okay. And basically, you don't even have to be a very godly person. God is love. And if you have love in your heart, then you have God in you. Whether or not you believe in God, or whatever you call God, the spiritual being in your life, or creator, or source. Um, I think we're just all on different paths leading to the same, well, to the same destination, as I mentioned also. So there. So if you have God in your heart, and you have love in your heart, and being that God is bigger than the world, based from my dream. So we could actually build that godly world, or godly nature within us, that's bigger than anything that we are going through. Okay, so if there's anything that could help us get through whatever it is that we're going through, it is God. It always has been God. These times, as I see it beautifully, is a time to where we are called to go back to basics. And it is both very humbling and a very reflective time for all of us. So, well, I hope that you can see how your lives are making sense at this time, with all the things that you need, all the things you need, and well, without the things that you thought you needed. Okay, so there. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's all for I have for you right now. Do stay safe, and keep on connecting with the spiritual realm, with God in you. Okay, I hope the God in each and every one of us will just continue to sustain us through everything that we're going through. Okay, this is a very long video. I didn't intend it to be this long, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys. So this is just me, Alvie, saying find your strength, find your peace, stay with God, whatever you call in Him, or however you conceive God to be. Okay, take care, and God bless.